Hey guys, it's me, Kratur, and I did two failed recordings trying to be authentic for an introduction to this little silly video where I draw 2 frames on flipaclip because that means a lot to an animator. And I didn't even it's not even fully rendered. It's a sketch, but we're chilling. I spent an hour trying to pick a background GIF and got really frustrated because I didn't know how to repeat GIFs. And I used this particular one for a lot of my work, where it's weird goo and slimy and gross and mucky and ugly and gross, and it's also in a lot of my commissions page, I think. Not the one I use more or anyone uses, but the silly one. And then okay, I tried to voice over this video of me drawing these 2 frames, and I was already doing a recording. I was talking to myself for a full on 30 minutes, only to find out in CapCut that it did not come through because I was blasting music. I had this playlist I was playing with all my favorite bands, King Gizzard, Lizard Wizard, and what's it freaking? Depeche Mode, the Talking Heads. I don't know, just generic, cool rock bands, because for some reason I'm really into rock recently. Didn't know that would be a phase in my life, but, preteen and middle school hours. And I was fully talking about the kind of music at the beginning of the video. I'd like to add here because music is fire. I'm pretty sure the song that played first was Depeche Mode's Personal Jesus. I think it's an original. I don't know a lot about the artists I listen to. Other than that, and I went to a rant about about mindless self-indulgences. I keep on forgetting their band name recently, even though it's a really popular band. How they did a cover, I think. Again, I am not cultured. I don't know my original artist or whatever. But both go slap so hard. If you haven't heard Depeche Mode's Personal Jesus, it's fire. I got introduced to them because of the popular sound on TikTok, of course. What's it? Enjoy the Silence. A bop too. I love their music. I think they're a rock band. It were probably some other genre, I don't know, alternative or something. Still pop so hard. And then I go to a bunch of other musical tangents, because music is the heart of the soul, everybody. Even though I don't make music and I never plan to. That's more my siblings' job. I without giving a proper introduction. Yeah, I was gonna, for the first 2 introductions, I was gonna be oh yeah, it's me, Kratur, and I'm the number 2 fan of everything except bigots, which is accurate in a sense. I find it very hard to hate things in my life, but I don't know. It's a first voiceover. There's a sort of adrenaline where I need to keep people entertained and also not sound too awkward. So I'm doing a bunch of clips and mashing them together. Not really. More so hearing my own voice and then deciding, I'm just gonna remove that bit and then go on to another thing. Like I'm doing right now. I promise you I was this scatterbrained in the original recording. I don't mean to be. YouTube Shorts has altered my brain chemistry. Anyways, moving on to something I'm slightly more passionate about. Drawing, even though I hate its process. I'm much more passionate about writing and stuff, but animations is... Oh, there! I show my notifications. Whoopsie. I feel like animation is a lot more rewarding when you're finally done with it. I'm not much of an animator because, yeah, of course, that's an excruciatingly long process where you have to freaking sketch out everything. Most of my actual animations are just sketches. I don't like coloring things. Lining could be fine sometimes. Coloring is a no-go. Sometimes I'll just use my sketch for line art. I'm pretty lazy in that method. I half-ass a lot of things. I'm hoping that the animation I'm drawing here on the screen, I guess, is something I stick to more. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing, but the Tumblr fandom for Just Roll With It has been keeping me going in this drought. I don't stick to fandoms long, and like I'm like really excited that I can finally maybe commit to something. I don't think it's gonna be a permanent thing. Of course, like I move on very quickly, but hopefully hopefully I can have something to stick with. A lot of my ideas for I hesitate to say project because that makes me just explode. Come from the Just Roll With It Blur sort of accounts. Like there's this one episode. This actually no, this episode was inspired off of like a prompt I asked for on Tumblr by a really cool animator. it's like it's like a prank thing. I guess you'll see it maybe if I get the inspiration or if I actually go through with it. So I won't say much, but I've been pretty excited to get like the storyboards for these things done, which aren't gonna happen by the way. It's like which is this is supposed to be like a storyboard thing where I sketch out the frames on here and then I like put them on CapCut to edit, like elongate so I have like a base to go off, put it back in flipaclip, and then animate fully. Some tedious process, I guess I am gonna stress about, but it's still been really fun to like try to figure out designs and stuff. Like the Gillion one here isn't going to be used in every single episode. Neither will like the other designs for this specific episode. I shouldn't say episode. Will remain. Will be like a permanent thing. It's just like supposed to take place before the dungeon arc or something. That's what I'm plotting. I'm a schemer. But it's cool to it's my notifications. It's cool to be able to infiltrate some of my headcanons in these kind of designs. Like like how Gillion's binding here. I had a little text box there to add in CapCut too after I'm all done with the animation. It's gonna be like an after image thing. Like the like Como can't communicate kind of vibe where it adds more context to the situation. In this case, Gillion's binding his boobs together. It's whatever. I've been trying to use a lot of shape language for these designs. Like Gillion's supposed to Gillion's supposed to be a circle or like circle based. I think in his earlier design it would be a lot more angular because weapon. You were made to be you were made to serve and only serve and never be kind to others, but yet you still are. Jay's supposed to be like a square. Her design doesn't come up here because it's 2 frames to like represent more mechanical stuff. I associate her way more with like engineering and okay, mechanics because I'm like actually roided. Sorry for blasting your eardrums, but yeah, I tried to design her more rigid and stiff, which is more befitting of my Albatree designs that are not really based in canon, are very is supposed to be very far removed from it. I could probably take a little, holy shoot, give you a little boot. Actually, I think I'm just gonna shut up. And then I did it. This design is was heavily inspired off of another person on Tumblr who I admire a lot. Their art looks like candy in edible. That uses a lot of shape language. I kind of knew about shape language because of art elective, teehee, but they hard explained it so thoroughly and well that I just tried to infiltrate it in my art style, even though I guess mine is to me looks a bit more realistic on that front. I don't know. It ranges. I can be a bit of a goober, but Hart's design for Gillion was based off of the shape of a fish, and I thought that was so sick and wilded. I tried to do here with the hair. Doesn't come across well, but my hair is still sick. And then my chip design is based off of a triangle. Oh, I schnozzed up the schnoz over here. It's based off a triangle because of the agility and speed that comes with. And I think I bet there was some thorough analysis on it for for Rot TMNT because I know Rot TMNT utilized a lot of shapes and stuff to make each character distinct. I made a lot of jokes about how Rot TMNT was a heavy inspiration for the thing I plan on doing. Not really. Internal jokes. I'm sorry. I didn't really talk about this with anyone. More on the animation forefront. I admire Rot TMNT's animation so heavily. It's amazing. Which is also my introduction to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wasn't a fan before. I usually am not when I enter a fandom. But when you're really excited about making something, you imagine other people interviewing you about it because I don't know, you're a silly guy and need approval about everything. I think about what inspires the silly little ideas I have for these animations. A lot of the humor is probably taken out of something like Community, back when I had I should be a mature adult by now phase. I fell out with it. He is a bit much, but it was very funny. I take a lot of humor for the stuff I plan to write here from that, and also more recently the Aquabats, which is way more childish in my opinion, and also Charlie Slamsicle. I haven't watched Germa, but that creature too. I have 10, not 10, 8 more minutes to fill out, and I don't know what else. Anyways, yeah, I was planning on this silly scene where Gil makes a reference to it. I've evacuated to a closet now. Editing is taking way longer than I thought it would, which is pretty indicative of my nature. I don't know what indicative means either, so that also adds on to the pile. Anyways, I draw a cool little notch. It's supposed to be on his fin. I still have to hold up my hands to tell what's left and right. I don't think I'm gonna be able to walk into the real world anymore. As left fin because when sharks have those notches, I think fishermen do them to mark them as I don't know. I'm gonna search up real quick. So the first result that came up was about the natural ones on their tails, but I was searching about the fisherman ones. They do it as a cultural symbol, I believe. I'm gonna make it more circular to match in with the shape language. But yeah, sharks can reproduce asexually. I just read that. I should, I should do my research. Music. I'm not into sharks, but I'm really into their sex life, so. The largest organ of a shark is the lungs. It takes up 80%. What's the source for that? Give me a second. My husband was really into sharks, but I informally divorced him. Anyways, I wish I had a cool coral pattern for my Gillion and one that I could remember. I don't. I should I can come up with that maybe. I had one for my albatree design. It's a lot. They have two cool horns. I've been having a pattern where my J designs are the most scrum-diddly yumptious to me. I love them so much, and I can't wait for people to look at her and feast upon her because she's so pretty. Um, and Chip is the complete opposite. When I start coloring that bastard, I cannot for the life of me enjoy him or his design. One thing I've kept consistent was the two freckles above his eyebrow because it's cool. And also other canon characteristics like the scar because that's just his character trait at this point. It's kind of sad, but but when writing, it's the other way around where my J usually gets reduced. I don't know. It's either she's like heavily reduced into just like a person there, or she's Donnie from Rot TMNT, but without the bad boy persona and just like kind of chill and very open with her emotions. I would like to say so. Like later in the campaign, I think she would be. I think dying in the sandstorm, like by Soup. Damn, I forgot their name. The Just Roll the Big Bang. Because he was a part of that. I'm so cool. Uh, it helped me understand her character a bit more. I'd like to think so. I feel like I'm gonna rewatch Riptide soon so I could like get in all their personalities and like write them a bit better maybe. Um at some point. I'll wait for that. Unrelated, go read Dying in the Sandstorm. It is literally so well written. Despite the time frame we were working in and like the amount of stuff they had to do, it is so eloquent in how it explains Jay's emotions and feelings, I think. Even with like the limited amount of words, fast pacing, because it's way too hard to give all of that context in like 500 chapters. It's still impactful, and I think that's appalling. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. Anyways, I kind of undermined it earlier, but and I am finally nearing to the end of this silly little video. I can go to sleep at 1 a.m. in the morning. Oh gosh, okay. I'm gonna wait this one out. I found about cloacias because of a Just Roll with a fic. That's what I was referencing earlier. I should have added that. Do sharks also have those two dicks? Like the hemipenis thing? No, I don't think they do. That's exclusive to reptiles. Is it truly appropriate for me, as whatever age you might think I am from this video, which is probably pretty young, to talk about animal biology in such a grotesque manner? I'm not sure. But fret not, you won't have to hear my voice any longer. Anyway, silly little clip of Gil yawning. And he's like, okay, tightening it, I think. And then he's gonna like turn over to the kitchen. It's gonna pan to Chip. Yeah, hopefully that's the thing I'm going for. And eyebrow tilt. Okay, get it, King. Get it. This is gonna be more like an animatic. And am I done? Am I done? Am I please done? Can I go home? Can I see my family?